This is Vancouver Harbour, and this is Harbour Air, North America's largest seaplane company. And I'm going to show you what it's like to fly on it, why we have it, and where it can take you. I'm Mike, welcome to DownieLive. Let's get this one started.
All right, here's what you need to know. Harbour Air has a fleet of over 40 seaplanes and flies to more than 15 locations. But their busiest airport is here, Vancouver Harbour, where we'll be taking their cheapest flight to figure out why North America's largest seaplane airline is based here in Vancouver. This $99 flight will take us from Vancouver Harbour to Nanaimo Harbour. So now, well, we just need a reason why.
Now we are flying today to go see, hopefully, orcas, killer whales, because it's the only Canadian animal I haven't seen yet. And the only person to bring along is my sister Jess.
Hey!
This is my sister Jess, and she has been for my whole life. And she just graduated with her 3rd degree, a Master's of Education. And I'm pretty dang proud of her. So I thought I'd ask her if she's free to go see an animal we've never seen in the wild before. We're going whale watching to spot orcas. Hopefully.
So let's go board the plane.
Ready to have a whale of a time!
Oh boy. When was the last time you were whale watching?
I think when we were like 13 in Ucluelet.
Oh, almost 20 years ago, not
I've
to date
also
you.
never been on a seaplane, and I'm so excited to go.
I knew she'd be the
I
right
actually
person.
think I might be more excited for the seaplane than the whale watching right now.
Woo! Well, it's gonna be a winner of a day. The nice thing about the seaplanes is, like in their name, they take off from the sea. So your airport is here, right in downtown Vancouver, next to all the towers, with this beautiful backdrop, rather than having to go all the way out to the airport. So it's a lot quicker to just board and go.
As we head into the terminal to check in, Jess has already found the coffee shop with free coffee for guests.
But while we wait for the flight, let me tell you about the sponsor of today's video, Tru Earth. They have a whole bunch of new products because their mantra is to reduce the amount of plastic in the household. So they've just introduced their new Swedish dishcloths. They come in white if you're fancy, or if you're like me, they come in a bunch of fun colors as well. They are a planet-friendly alternative to dishcloths and paper towels. These are completely biodegradable, compostable. They have 0 plastic. The best part is they're reusable. In fact, they're machine washable up to 50 times. And the other planet-friendly kitchen product they've just released are their compostable sponges. The packaging is plastic-free. They come with 5 sponges inside that expand to 9 times their size. And these too are fully biodegradable and compostable. So now no matter what surface you're cleaning in the kitchen, you know you have the right products that's not gonna harm the earth. Oh, that's our flight. But before we board, if you wanna try any of these for yourself, there's a link in the description down below, and you can use discount code DOWNIE for 10% off. So thank you Tru Earth for supporting today's video and making these great products. That's us. That was a very easy boarding process. It's really nice, no security, a little coffee, calm waiting room, looking out over the water.
Yeah, beautiful views.
We don't know where we're going. She took our boarding pass.
But I know I want to be there with you.
No, but I mean, what plane do we go to?
Now, as you can see, this is no ordinary airport. In fact, it's the only one I've ever been to where you have a real risk of falling into the ocean. And speaking of which, instead of just having a life jacket under your seat, well, since this whole takeoff, landing, and flight takes place on water, you must strap into your life jacket as you put on your seatbelt. So you're actually wearing your life jacket the entire flight. Now, the cabin itself is tight but not too cramped, and just like any other airline, there's a safety video and cards to read, which just always feels more relevant when your runway is covered in waves. Like, it's pretty wild that this is an airport. Okay, so as we make our 20-minute flight from Vancouver to Nanaimo, this is probably a good time to tell you that I've been calling Harbour Air here North America's largest seaplane airline because, well, there's a larger seaplane airline in the Maldives. And wow, it looks nice there. Okay, if this video gets 10,000 likes, I will go there and fly with the Maldivian Airways. But back to Harbour Air here. The water might not quite be as turquoise, but it's pretty nice up here too.
What do you think?
So beautiful.
Pretty nice.
And I was just about to tell you a bunch of specifics and details, like how we're flying on a de Havilland Otter that seats 14 passengers, and well, a lot of other technical jargon. But I just remembered that this is Jess's first time on a seaplane. As kids, we get to do a lot of things for the first time, but that doesn't happen as often anymore as adults, and so it's kind of fun to be able to take Jess out to do something that she's never done before. I mean, look at her. She's loving it.
Your first seaplane flight.
Yeah, so cool.
So the flight from Vancouver to Nanaimo is only 20 minutes, when normally it would take 2.5 hours to get here by ferry. So, much faster.
Now, the 20 minutes has flown by, pun intended, and we're now landing in the small city of Nanaimo, where the second part of our adventure is about to begin.
Wow, I've never heard it guaranteed. Okay.
I'm excited.
This is our survival suit to stay warm, dry, and it has foam and stuff in it to help us float if we end up in the water, which we shouldn't.
To goggle or not to goggle?
Ready, Jess?
Ready!
Orcas, here we come. Hopefully. Otherwise, this whole trip here is kind of for nothing.
600 horsepower, here we go!
Woo!
So, Vancouver Island Whale Watching has sent out 2 boats today. An outdoor boat, which we're on, and an indoor boat. And this way we can split up and double our chances of spotting whales. You see, these orcas don't have any tracking devices or any other way to find them. They're just free in the wild. So it's up to us to spot them. And it's shaping up to be harder than expected out here. The weather looks like it's going to turn for the worse, and I'm starting to wonder if I should have chosen the indoor boat.
Jess, which way should we go? To the clouds or to the blue sky?
Let's stay in the sun, please.
Okay. Starting to rain. We picked the wrong way. We wanted the blue sky.
We're as bundled up as we can be, and unless we see something soon, we're gonna have to head back without having seen any whales.
What started out as a really good time, and we were very hopeful to find whales, is maybe becoming less likely. What? Right here. Yeah! Is it?
They say they see them, but this is one of those things you don't believe it until you see it for yourself.
We're in the channel.
Whoa! So we were looking at them like 400 meters away because we have to stay a certain distance away from them. But if they pop up...
Oh, there's 2. There's quite a few over there.
We found orcas?
Orca, you glad we came?
This is what we came here for, and I fully admit that my lens doesn't zoom in far enough, but our guide has a great camera that captured these. It turns out that this is 2 separate pods traveling together. The 2 matriarch orcas had their own families and are now traveling together with all their kids in tow. It's 2 sisters with all their kids, kind of like a road trip with all your cousins.
One over here, there's a big pod over here.
Now, the reason we're seeing orcas right now isn't because we got lucky. It's because on Vancouver Island here, there are both resident pods that live permanently around the island and transient pods, which pass through here twice a year while they migrate back and forth between California and Alaska. So your odds are pretty good to see orcas, it turns out.
They call them killer whales and make them sound so intimidating. But they were so gentle, moving as like 2 families together.
Really nice.
Yeah, why do they get such a bad rap?
Unfortunately, we can't hang out and watch the pod forever because government regulations state that we can only follow a pod for an hour. And so our time is up, but we're off to go see what they're out hunting.
Literally, the orcas we just saw are just over there. So close.
It's amazing that this group of Harbour Seals has no idea how close they are right now to being eaten. Riding in a boat and being a tourist in my own backyard always reminds me of how beautiful this part of the world is.
It's a whirlpool. Got the sea lions now.
This is a huge group of California and Steller sea lions. In fact, the Salish Sea here has over 100,000 Harbour Seals and 50,000 sea lions, which might be why the orcas stick around.
Woo! Thank you!
Thank you. Your hair is atrocious.
It's fine. Honestly, could not have expected to see that many orcas That was fantastic. Great time on the water, and I think there's only one thing we need to do now. Ooh, two.
I know exactly what we're doing.
Okay, round 2 has arrived.
Oh. Cheers, Jess. And congratulations on graduating from your master's.
Woo, woo, woo. Thanks. It feels good.
Yeah, you deserve it.
Now, a celebration like this deserves a dessert, and you can't come to Nanaimo without getting a Nanaimo bar.
It's a chocolate ganache top with I do have to read this part, a custard flavored butter icing in the middle, and a wafer crumb and shredded coconut base. It's so good.
Now, the odd thing about all of this is that Jess and I only live 6 blocks apart. But as we're both busy adults, we don't actually get to see each other as much as we'd like. But a $99 ticket was the perfect excuse for Jess and I to get away and to do something we haven't done before. And maybe that's why Harbour Air is here, to speed up your day trip or to make a short trip more memorable. And that's what I was hoping for today. Jess, I'm so incredibly proud to be your brother, and I hope I was able to make your celebration a little more memorable. But if I'm honest, I hope this is your last degree, so you can spend a little less time studying and more time with me on adventures like this. Even just taking this flight was worth it for these views over my home city. And what a stunning airport! I mean, did I mention this at the beginning of the video? I think I said this already.
Yeah, I don't think there's a better airport in the world than this Vancouver Harbour Airport right here.
It was so cool.
So that is exactly why Vancouver has North America's largest seaplane airline. I'm Mike. Thanks for watching DownieLive. Also, by the way, I make these videos every single Saturday, so if you're not subscribed, little red button down there. You can always unsubscribe later. No harm. But as I always say, I don't know where I'm going next, but I know I want you there with me. Thanks for watching.